This week in Urban Syndicate. So it has been a crazy week, and I honestly promise you, if you thought last week was crazy, which it definitely wasn't, this week has been nuts. In fact, it got so busy that for 2 days I just didn't really record anything, and that's my fault. We're definitely learning how this works. Please enjoy the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's get this moving. Let's get into the video. Monday. It is week 2. It is episode 2 of This Week in Urban Syndicate. I'm just on my way out. We're on our way to go pick up 2 very special pairs, install only. But first, I have just had a delivery. Literally just as I was about to leave the door, this arrived, and I decided to come back in and start filming. It is, I can only explain my excitement. The Unheardof Adidas Control 5 in the Cheeseburger colorway. I got the green pair in Paris. I was super grateful to pick up the green pair. They have done absolute miles since I've got them in January. Like, one of my favorite pairs, probably my most worn pair. But when I saw these, I knew I had to have them. Oh my god. These are the Cheeseburgers, the yellow. The Adidas Control 5's having a moment, and it's just one of those things where I just have to have them all. Like, this colorway is so strong. I've seen people buying all 5 colorways. In fact, I think there's 6 colorways now. That is just on a crazy run with Adidas. You obviously get the beautiful pig. You get the trading card. The little bite of Pokemon. We see what you do there, Phil, but that's very sick. And then the little key ring. Man, there's no hiding it. Control 5 is a beautiful shoe. Like, it is just doing bits. Right now, you get the 3M on the inside, you get the pony hair on the outside. That yellow is standout. As soon as I saw this shoe, I said to Phil I needed to have them. I'm already super grateful for the green pair. Phil, you have absolutely outdone yourself. Thank you so much. You have made my week. I'm gonna get a fit off on these. Maybe not today, maybe sometime later on in the week, but I promise you I will. I shall see you soon. So, change of plan. The kit delivery has not arrived, so we're not getting the kits today. We are, however, going to Forbidden Planet and to Gosh Comic Store for a studio project. So, gonna have a quick conversation with the guys in there. Gonna come around. Gonna go meet Paris as well. Should be a busy day. Gonna have a good time. So, first of all, for what's on foot, this is the Saucony J-Tips Flowers Grow Up Town in the Maple Green. We headed into London and straight to Forbidden Planet. Having a gander around this place, it was crazy. I'm not mad for like comic books or for like that kind of Marvel world, but this place is a geek's paradise. I actually really enjoyed going there. I only went with one intention, and that was to go speak to the staff. We have a really sick studio project that we're working on. It just didn't work out. Nobody in there was really fancying what I had to offer, so we braved the rain and off we go to Gosh. We've actually been going back and forth with these guys for a little while. It is probably the best comic book store in London. It's actually my favorite. I have been in here quite a few times to pick up gifts for other friends and just kind of seeing what's available. As I said, I'm not a massive geek when it comes to this stuff, but I can appreciate how well stocked this place is. Again, rejection comes with the territory. It was a no from them, but on to bigger things. We had a contingency plan. Whenever I'm stuck between meetings, this is where I go. This is the Edition Hotel. They actually do a great coffee. I bumped into JTAG late. We spoke for a few minutes. I caught up on my emails. I took a phone call. There's just a couple of bits that were coming through, and especially while I'm in London and there's nothing better to do, it's always worth opening my laptop and just finding somewhere quiet to just crack on. And the best thing is, it has a pool table too. So we have the Adidas Molly-Mae Salmons in hand. Thank you very much to my friend for getting these across to me. We're gonna go find Paris, we're gonna go deliver them, and hopefully his girl enjoys them.
One eternity later.
Ah, there he is.
Oh my god.
Bro, I got you something. Oh, just a little something.
Ooh, yeah.
There you go. All good?
Just gonna lie. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. Nah. Good morning. So today is Tuesday. We have just had a delivery of these Anta Kai 2s. Beautiful shoe. Very interested to see them send these over. Anta's making a lot of moves. They just did that collab with Sneaker Politics. Now that we've just been sent these, they want to build a relationship, and this is the first one that we're kind of going to work on. I don't know if I would have picked this colorway. That fluffy lace is interesting, but there is another lace underneath it. So there's 2 laces in one shoe. So I might take that fluffy lace off, see what they look like underneath. We're going to start cooking up some content for this, just kind of get that relationship started, and then see how it goes. further on today is all Diadora. It is Diadora Day. So we're on the last day of the deadline, a couple of bits finishing, editing, getting it all sent over, getting the client to sign it off, and then getting to that endpoint. I'm going to go through the full calendar, exactly when dates happened, how the negotiations worked, and then what it's like to actually deliver the final product. Stay with me. We will be back soon. So the time is 10 to 3. We have just finished. We have had the acceptance. Everything is good. I thought I'd give a little bit of a breakdown. So this is one of our longest projects we've had to date. This started on the 17th of November. It was initially just a phone call. Got a phone call on, I think I was on the tube originally, but then one got off. Basically breaking down that they had a photo shoot lined up. They really wanted us to be involved with it, and that it was around Diadora. By the time we got around to talk to the team, it was the 28th. So 28th of November, we then sit down with the team and we start strategizing on what we could do for Diadora, the kind of avenues. This is a 6-month contract involving a photo shoot, activations, product launch, seeding. There's all sorts that come with this contract. So this was a long-term strategy, basically how to integrate Diadora and launch it into the UK. So we finalized our initial strategy on the 9th of January. That was the store with the brand, kind of finalizing all these ideas and then putting it together into a deck, which was initially sent forward to the team on the 13th of January. So we sent an initial pitch. And the initial pitch basically broke out, we want to do this, 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 and this over the next 6 months. Here's the dates, here's the timelines, here's who we want to be involved. We might have some support from some influencers, we might need some marketing support on Facebook or whatever it is, and basically just create the strategy. They were super happy with the ideas, but they really wanted to refine it to match their own brand identity. So they sent us a couple of pointers, some things that they wanted us to work on, and we went back and had the second pitch that was sent on the 16th. So 3 days later, we came back with another plan, and they accepted that one, and they were like, yo, this is perfect, this is exactly what we wanted. So from the 17th of November to the 16th of January, so 2 months, that was just to get the initial pitch agreed so that we could start working towards how to execute on the pitch. So the initial contract was written on the 20th of February. So this was covering everything from GDPR, Italian law, European law, UK law, taxes. Like, that contract was ridiculously long. And from that stage, we then had to add things to it, take things away from it. There was a couple of things that needed to be amended on the legality side, like who was liable for certain things. And that took a really long time. Like, to be honest, the contract was the thing that was actually the hardest, just because there's so many loopholes and little things that you need to consider that, again, like when you're having the initial conversation, trying to figure out the plan and the strategy, it's all fun and games, but execution is very, very different. It was the 11th of March that the contract was signed. And then on the 20th, we started planning product selection. We had an initial list of 8 shoes that we were shooting. We then had to find items and product that was in the Diadora range that matched those shoes that we were shooting. So we came up with a ton of fits, different ideas, different styles, London focused, international, figuring out like which models we wanted to use for the photo shoot that we were doing initially, and kind of strategizing the plan on how we were going to execute that. It was a ton of items, like 120, I think was the initial list that we then brought down to 60. So yeah, we almost halved the product amount, but it was, yeah, we would rather have too much and over deliver than have too little and not be able to commit to what we planned. The product arrived, some of it came from UK, some of it came from Italy, some of it was shipped in. Again, like that kind of logistical nightmare that we have. It was all in on the 30th, and shoot day was the next day. We literally went bang straight into the shoot day. Everything was super quick turnaround on our side. Like, we really wanted to get this out there. A lot of these like things, like the contract, had kind of pushed our deadlines back and the kind of strategy we had. So we just made sure that as soon as the product landed, the day after, everyone was locked in, we went ham. It was the 4th of April that we had the contact sheet. So the contact sheet is a list of all the photographs that were taken on the day. There was like over 1,000, I think it was like 1,500 photographs taken, and we had to sift through every single one of them to pick out what our favorite angles were. We had 9 locations. There was a ton of photographs at each location, and we had a strategy and a plan of like a story that we wanted for each location. So we then had to go find which images match that story, which were product focused. So some of them are focused on footwear, some of them focused on like the overall surroundings, some on the storytelling, and that kind of came together to really create what we wanted to do over this course of this photo shoot. So by the 7th of March, we'd gone through every single photograph, picked everything out. That was like the final list of like, yo, here's, I think there was 90 photographs that we originally took, so 9 locations, 90 photographs out of that initial 1,500 to the 12th of April, that you then have color correction. So every image is gone over with a fine-tooth comb, edited, finalizing shadows and fixing little details, and there might be a crease that's removed, and just like really finalizing those images so that we have the perfect list of 90 photographs. Because again, like that's actually one of those time-consuming jobs to really make sure that everything is exactly how the client needs it. So yesterday we had our full list of 90 finalized photographs. We had everything lined up. We were doing our triple checks. Everyone kind of steps in, goes over each image with a fine-tooth comb, make sure that there's nothing like glaringly obvious that we can see. And then today we sent them across to the client. The client loves them, super happy. We're gonna have a meeting tomorrow to like go discuss the next steps in that contract that we were discussing before. But yeah, that is the beginning to end of a photo shoot. It's taken us 6 months to kind of go from beginning conversation all the way to now. Obviously we have 2 more projects that are coming out in the next 2 to 3 months. We're already working on the second one at the minute. Finalize the dates for that, so that's going to be in the end of May. And then yeah, there's another one that's end of June, July, which hasn't yet been organized. So the time is 12:30, so it's officially Wednesday, but I just finished an interview with Ronnie Feig. That's as soon as it was finished, I started editing. I've been editing for like 4 or 5 hours now. It is complete, missing 2 images, and then I'm going to send it through to David. I want him to have a read over it just to make sure everything's right. So that shall be coming out sometime this week. I will have it here. I'll give like a little whatever the cover image is, but you should definitely go check that out. Again, Diadora, Ronnie Feig interview, what a day. There's actually been some interesting developments on the project I discussed the other day. So we had that meeting last Thursday. I had an update today. Moving ahead with that. The pitch is nearly finished. I'd already started working on it. Hopefully that's going to be ready by Friday. I've been told they want to have it done in 6 weeks. So that's a project that we're working on. Ronnie Feig interview, Diadora. Today's been a very good day. The weather's not great, but we move. It is now Wednesday. I've had a couple of meetings this morning, just kind of catching up on things. Finished off the Ronnie Feig interview, got those images sorted. Now we're off into central London. We have 2 meetings. One of them is in with a store to go help with the marketing project, and then one of them is a catch-up. So once we're out there, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown, see behind the scenes. See you there. So today's meeting was with Soulstore and Hilo. This is a running brand I bumped into in Paris. I've also seen them on the shelves a few times, but I never had the chance to speak with the team. We cooked up a monster. So over the next couple of months, there's going to be a ton of stuff happening for Hilo. They've got the new version of the Impact coming. We have new colorways of the Axis. Have a couple of activations and launch events that we were discussing. So yeah, very exciting. As you can see, some really dope colorways. This was by far my favorite, but the Axis silhouette, I think, that's a personal favorite. That blue colorway just works perfectly. We've seen running take over the industry recently, and with brands like this, it's not slowing down. So today's Thursday, what a busy day it is. First off, we nipped into London, we went to Sketch. We went originally just to go get a coffee, but ended up getting these beautiful apple tarts. They're called like tartatin or something. They were so sick, but it was mainly to sit down and to plan and organize what we're going to do over the next couple of weeks. One of our biggest challenges is deadlines. We planned and organized a ton of different things over the course of the meal. It's actually really good to just sit down with Nisha and really pick her brains. She's been in the industry so long. I was pleasantly surprised by Sketch. It really helps to be in a good environment. It gets the creativity flowing. Next up, we had a panel talk with the guys from Duke's Cupboard and Belstaff. I'm really good that I didn't end up coming home with one of the books. Nisha ended up getting it. I feel like she deserved it. The panel talk was interesting, but I really wish I learned more. Recently, I've been getting much deeper into my technical wear, and I think this is a natural evolution from the research I've been doing across other brands. Really insightful. Thanks, Ned. Thanks, Milo. So we finished the event with Ned and Milo, the Belstaff collaboration. That was such a dope event. Got there a little late because I had a meeting with Nisha. She provided the goods. We got a little bit of gifting from a previous project that I've now just got back. We're off to Hoka now to go see the launch of the marathon stuff and the Hoka Hub. So yeah, we'll go have a look inside in a sec. This is the Hoka Hub in Shoreditch. It is officially marathon season. It is going to get busy. Hoka has been one of my favorite brands for a long time now. I wear their Stinson 1.7 a ridiculous amount. It was really nice to be invited down. Thank you so much to Toby from Soul Store, and thank you so much to Will for the hospitality. I'm not a massive technical runner, and I will just let you know off the bat that I'm never going to run a marathon, or at least not for the foreseeable. It was really cool to go see some of the product though. These performance, I'm pretty sure these are called like the CeeLO X1. I've seen a lot of pictures of them and I've got a couple of press releases about them. I've never seen them in hand. They're so light. It was actually ridiculous how light that shoe was. Super, super cool. And again, I just don't know if I ever feel like running, but kind of being around it and kind of talking to some of the people in the space, it was really cool. I really understand running as like a group activity and for people to really want to feel part of a community. And for that, it's perfect. It is Friday. Today we have a meeting. It is the deadline day for the project I put the picture in for earlier this week. We have a meeting in half an hour. That is very, very exciting. It's something slightly different to what we usually do, and a change of pace is always welcome. I like to experiment and kind of see what we can execute on. So that's going to be fun. Later on today, I have a huge meeting. This is probably the biggest project I've ever been sent across, like budget-wise. It's already in the works. It's currently being negotiated out. I'm coming in as supplementary support to assist on activation and product. So bringing in a brand to kind of work with and helping on the overall, like executing the plan behind the scenes and actually getting across the line. So very, very exciting. That's gonna be a 2-hour meeting at 3:30. And then this evening, I'm meeting up with a brand that is slowly building. It's a brand that we've been friends with over Urban Syndicate for a while. We've posted on the Instagram a few times, so maybe you could guess who it is, but they're looking to grow into some stores. We've been running some introductions and kind of helping them do that, and I think it's going to be nice to sit down with those for half an hour to go talk over some of the kind of logistical aspects of it, ordering extra product, kind of different avenues of getting you into stores, and then also Paris Fashion Week in June. So that is the plan for today. I will bring you with me when I leave the house in about an hour, but I do have a meeting on my laptop first. So after that, we shall see you on the other side. So meeting is done. What a beautiful day it is. Have a look at this. The weather is beautiful. I think that's all successful. I've got a huge phone call to take now. Yeah, very excited to see what's coming. Got another meeting now at 6, and then we are off for an event at 8 p.m. I shall see you there. Yo, what's up guys? It is Sunday. I'm signing out. I'll be really honest, the last 2 days have been a bit of a blur. I had a brand dinner on Friday night, which I didn't record. Saturday, spent most of the day doing pitch decks, working on spreadsheets, and then into Sunday, I have very much done the same. I've got a really, really exciting project that I'm right in the middle of. Tomorrow, I've got to send off about 50 different emails to all different people. We've just announced the massive Got Soul announcement. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. But a little look at these. They finally arrived. The V.A.A. Jordan 1s, and a quick look at these, which are the NikeSB Air Force 1s. I'll be really honest, I might talk about them tomorrow. There's been so much going on over the last few days. I did a ton at the beginning of the week. It's been really, really, really hard to kind of keep up with everything. And I must admit, the video content has fallen off slightly, but I promise you, we have a very exciting little thing tomorrow, which I promised you I was going to do at the beginning of this video. So that's coming, and then I do have a couple more projects that are in the line, so yeah, stay tuned for that.